Hey guys, so I've been getting some questions about the last problem on the Google form today. So I wanted to make a little video to help you out with this one. So the only information you're given is that the cosecant of theta is equal to -5/4, and that cosine of theta is greater than 0, which really means positive. Cosine's positive. Okay, so that's all we got here from this last question. Cosecant is -5/4. Cosine theta is positive, and the question is determine the cosine of the angle. Okay, so the question is find cos of theta. Okay, so a couple important things with this. Number one, I'm going to set up my all students take calc. The first question is what quadrant are we in? Okay, so I'm going to start with this fact that cosine is positive. Okay, so cosine's positive in quadrant 1. That's where all of them are. It's also positive in quadrant 4, the C. It's not in quadrant 2. It's not positive in quadrant 3. Okay, but then the second piece of information that helps you figure out what quadrant it's in is that cosecant is negative. It's -5/4. So that eliminates quadrant 1. Can't be quadrant 1. A means all. All 6 functions are positive, so we know that we're in quadrant 4. Okay, so now next. The next key thing that you need to use here is SOHCAHTOA. Okay, sine opposite over hypotenuse, cosine adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Okay, you need to know that cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. Okay, so if sine equals opposite over hypotenuse, okay, flip them, you know cosecant equals hypotenuse over opposite. Okay, that's what a reciprocal is, you flip it. Okay, so we know that the hypotenuse over the opposite equal -5/4, and we know that we're in quadrant 4. Okay, so first, for all of these problems that tell you the sine of the angle is this, find the other ones. You want to draw a point in the correct quadrant. Doesn't really matter where it is, you can just estimate the point. We already figured out we're in quadrant 4, so there's our point. You connect that point to the x-axis and connect it to the origin. And that's how you set up your right triangle. Okay? And we always call this angle theta, the angle at the origin. Okay, so based on that angle being theta, hypotenuse is 5, opposite of theta is 4. Really, in this case, it's a -4 because it's down. And so now you need to figure out the one missing length in that triangle, which is really the adjacent to theta. Okay, so I use Pythagorean theorem. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. So I have 5 squared equals 4 squared plus, I'll call it B squared. Okay, you solve for B. 16 plus B squared equals 9. B equals 3. Okay, so this question mark here is really that missing side length in your triangle is 3. Okay, and you're almost done now. Once you have your triangle set up, the question asks for find cosine of theta, and now go back to SOHCAHTOA. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, so cos of theta equals the adjacent 3 over the hypotenuse 5. Okay, I know that that should be positive because I'm in quadrant 4. All students take calc C. Cosine is positive in quadrant 4. Okay, so when they give you cosecant, the key is SOHCAHTOA. Cosecant is sine flipped. Opposite over hypotenuse flipped is hypotenuse over opposite. And so that fraction represents your hypotenuse, your opposite. Use Pythagorean theorem to get the adjacent, and then solve. All right, I hope this helped, guys. Hope you're having a great day.